That's fine. Just turn on that light right there.
The light?
Yeah. My light blow. Hey, lady.
Hello, love.
How are you?
I'm good.
Girl, trying to get some light on here. So as soon as I set my camera, the light that I have above my phone, it didn't even brighten up. So I was like, okay, I got to go to the other side and turn on some light and get some light in here so I won't be so dark.
2 years ago, my friend got me a ring light to help me do my makeup because I don't be doing makeup like that.
Yeah, my
Uh,
right, the ring light. So I have a little small ring light that's above my computer, but it went out. So I was like, all right, I got to let's see if it comes on. Oh, it's not coming on, so we won't worry. But nevertheless, happy Sunday, everyone out there in Facebook land. Hope everybody is doing well on this fine Sunday. Welcome to Amanda Miller Talks with 105.7 The Phase and my co-host.
B.
Guys, make sure you're downloading the 105.7 The Phase app to your phone or wherever you are to download it so that you can kick it with us Monday through Friday with all genres of music. Also, guys, make sure you're following us on all platforms. Those platforms are Spotify, iHeartRadio, IG, and of course, Facebook. We're trying to drive you guys definitely to IG. So if you aren't following our IG page, definitely go ahead and follow us at talk.queens. And we're going to go ahead and get started today. Hey, Keisha.
I do want to say hey, Keisha, because she said she was on time and
Right.
everything, girl. Because I'm about to say, girl, me and Keisha don't be on time.
Get straight up made it on time. That's right. That's right. Hey, Real Frazier. All right, guys, we're going to give people a little time. Lord Jesus, I almost cut the thing off. We're going to give people a little time to come in the room with us. Hey, Kim, if you're out there, we're going to ask you to tag and share, please, to your audience. Get people to just join us on this live. We're going to talk about a little about I circulated a video this week, and it talks about men saying a woman needs to be their peace. But I've seen that video, not just, well, I saw the video, I saw the post, I saw men asking women to be their peace, I saw women ask men to be their peace, whatever that looks like for you. But I want to ask you also, too, do you think sometimes that doesn't happen because of our inability to listen and get defensive to whatever that is that person is asking of us? So let's talk a little bit about being each other's peace, and if we have the ability to get a little defensive when that person is asking us to do some things, and or maybe is it the way that they're saying it or what they're asking of us? What do you guys think? So let's talk a little bit about that. And B, of course, as always, I will pitch it off to you.
So I love that this question this week is twofold. Because I love a layered situation. But I hate that statement. Look, you need to be my peace. I hate that statement. I really do. Because in my mind, it's the same thing when people be like, My significant other's supposed to make me so happy. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're supposed to be happy.
Hey, Nate.
Without them. They're supposed to add to your happiness, right? But you're supposed to be happy with or without them. So, do I think that a person needs to be bringing chaos into your life? No. But I also don't think that you should hold them responsible for all the peace in your life as well.
Yeah.
Like that's adding too much of a that's adding too much of an unnecessariness. Like your expectation for this person is higher than your expectation of yourself. And how in the world is that going to be a thing that works out for you? Like that's never going to work out for you. The only time that I'll say anything to that effect is if like the kids are going crazy and like I have two about to be three kids and the two are going crazy, and if the baby come and I'm trying to handle the baby and the other two are out here acting like menaces and their daddy like standing in the background, granted we not together, but you still a co-parent, like can you help me? Like you see your son acting like a Tasmanian devil, can you help me, sir? Like that's the only time I'm gonna probably say anything to that nature of Be My Peace, because just like help me with some stuff, sir. But to sit here and just give all of this expectation to one person to be all these things to you, and what kills me, it be the silent expectation. You didn't actually tell your partner that this is what you wanted from them. You just expected this to be a thing. Like, nah, Shawty, that's not how that works.
Yeah,
At all.
I definitely agree. Keisha mentioned that peace come within. Nate, thank you for listening and joining us today. If this is your first time, we are 105.7 The Phase, Amanda Miller Talks with my co-host V every Sunday. For those who may be joining us for the first time, make sure you're tag and share that we are here on today and bring your audience with you as you follow us, right? But Keisha said, peace comes from within. B said you can't expect your mate to create all of your peace. Keisha is also saying I created a safe environment and I don't add to the chaos. Definitely I love that. Creating a safe environment and not adding to the chaos. So I would definitely say that I want to double back to what B said about expecting that person to create that for you, kind of like what Keisha mentioned with having it to come within. So if you don't want to add to the chaos, then yes, those ladies are exactly right. We want to make sure that that is coming from within, that we're creating a safer environment so that it doesn't get hectic, but also by the same time, and I love it. B said it's twofold. So if I'm going through, and then there's a lot going on in our lives and the kids and work and whatever that may be, and you're not trying to take anything off the plate, whether him or us, because it's not always the guy, it's always, the responsibility of both, then it adds to the chaos. And then no one is really getting any peace at all, whether him or her. One person can't do it all. So you can't expect the female to add to the peace. You can't expect the man to add to the peace if both are not united together as a united front to create that same safe environment that Keisha is talking about. Nate, I see you say I'm listening. So, as from a male perspective, we are talking about creating peace. I shared a video earlier this week where a guy was saying that a man cannot expect a woman to be his peace if he is pretty much doing everything under the sun, from infidelity, from B said, from not taking things off her plate that would lighten the load just for bickering and not really being present in the moment for her, that he can't expect her to be his peace. But what does peace look like for everybody? What's Kim saying? You want to pick up from there?
Lord.
You know my girl gonna come with it now.
I'm about to say Kim is being Kim, and it'd be her one line that kill me there. But she said I think so because men are mostly non-confrontational. Yeah. too thirsty, and do not like to answer questions that will back them in the corner. I agree with that. This brings about the side chick. This is what got me. This brings about the side chick, and I ain't talking about crystals. We gonna take a minute to memorialize that line and soak it in and let everybody get there. Therefore, we need to stop the unnecessary arguments and things that we can let go. Let it go. We have to ask ourselves, how petty is this? And what drama would it cause? So sometimes we need to be his peace and vice versa. I agree. Like, Kim don't be missing. Like, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, sometimes you really do need to sit back and question, is this worth it? It took me a minute in just life in general for me to try to think, like, man, is this worth it? Is this worth the argument? Like, if this is worth the argument, wholeheartedly go with it. Put your gusto around it. But Shawty, if you can fix that in a quick minute and just deal with it yourself, just deal with it. Like, at one point, I think we were arguing, ex of mine, we were arguing about, I think it was putting the toilet seat down. And, like, I would get so frustrated.
Bring my phone.
Can you please put the toilet seat down? It will not kill you to put the toilet seat down. One day I'm going to find the toilet seat. You know I'm pregnant. I don't be looking. Can you put the toilet seat down? After a while, I was like, Shawty, it takes you 2 seconds. Put the damn toilet seat down and shut up. Like, it's not that deep. Like, it cannot be that deep. So if it's worth your fight, fight. If it's something you can fix in 0.2 seconds and it's not that deep, just do it.
I think, and Chocolate, thank you for joining us, because you are also amazing at dialogue, and pushing the envelope to make it definitely a conversation worth having. So if you didn't hear us, we're talking about being each other's peace. So I've seen videos where females would say, be his peace, or guy tells females to be my peace. But what does peace look like for you? And is it really, that person's responsibility to create your peace? Like Keisha said, peace comes from within. She said, I don't add to the chaos. B said you can't expect your partner to always be that peace for you, but can actually peel back some layers to kind of add to the platform of making it a safe environment. What's your thoughts on that?
So first I want to say thank you for having me, Miss Amanda Miller. I'm so honored. This is my first time on Amanda Miller Talk.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You look great, girl.
Thank you. So are you beautiful. So are you too, ladies. Listen. So I just want to jump in from what I heard and to answer, to give my opinion. Because let me start off, before I talk about peace, let me start off about people's opinion. I think, yes, as speaking Amanda Miller Talks, I think what people first have to recognize is that everybody has an opinion, and what works in your home won't work in my home, and what works in my home may not work in your home. So I say that to say, now to add my opinion, when it comes to a person's peace, I think it does come from within, but also life is so unpredictable. I don't think that you can say, today I'm going to wake up and be your peace, because today you can wake up and lose your job. You can wake up and have a car accident, God forbid. You can wake up and somebody you love is in the hospital. You can't control that. And so for someone to say, I want a person to be my peace, I think that is far-fetched. I think that is far-reached. I think everybody wants to wake up and have peace.
Yes.
But nobody can meet someone and say, I want to bring a person in my world to be my peace. So my opinion, I think just that thought process is absurd. I think that when you get with somebody for whatever reasons, because I'm going to keep it 100. I'm from Atlanta, I'm from Decatur. It's hard to meet men. And I meet men and I meet friends, not even just relationships. I meet friends and friendships and say, can I curse? I don't know if I can curse on here.
Hey,
but
the slogan, unapologetically real. No
I
bar.
curse
The only thing we ask is that people
Did
respect
I
one
freeze
another,
or
like
did
you
everybody else
did say,
freeze?
respectfully to people's opinion. Other than that, we flow.
I curse every week.
Okay. So what I was gonna curse and say was, I meet people and I fuck with them on the strength of, I fuck with you because you work with me. I fuck with you because your kids are the same age as mine and we can vibe. I fuck with you because I fuck with people because they drink the same liquor. Some people fuck with people because they smoke weed together and they might pass blunt and they cool. So you can't invite a person in my life and say, oh, I'm gonna fuck with this person today because I think they bring me peace. I think that's absurd. But once you do cross into that realm of now I'm fucking with that person, whether it's the relationship, whether it's the coworker, whether it's the best friend, whether it's a sister, brother, cousin, you then have to drive your movements to be peaceful. Because
Right.
I'm not gonna bring somebody in my circle and know that's a messy person. I'm not gonna go to my coworker's desk knowing I don't vibe with her, knowing it brings me headache to go to her desk every day. I'm not gonna go to Kroger and they don't sell my favorite ice cream and I'm looking for ice cream. That's stupid. I think for me, I just think the topic in itself, I'm looking for someone to bring me peace, is absurd. I am my peace. I am my strength. Now, once I start fucking with you and I realize that you're not peaceful, it's not comfort, it's not joy, it's not my level, it's not my vibe, bitch, I don't fuck with you no more. You're not peaceful. And that's just my
Preach.
opinion. That's just my
And that's what
opinion.
I'm talking about. You cannot, she literally put it in the best of words. If you happen to get into this situation, whatever the situation may be, friendship, relationship, whatever, what have you, if you happen to come into that situation and as the relationship advances, you ain't passing the vibe check, you gotta go.
Right.
I cannot then put it on you as a person who came into my circle for me to be like, well, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that and you're supposed to do. You a grown ass motherfucker. You a grown ass motherfucker. Either you gonna do or you not.
So one of the things that I picked out of 2022, let me say that, one of my slogans, one of my sayings, one of my mantras, one of my affirmations, whatever you want to call it, for 2022, I met this guy in Jamaica and we just had a conversation, and I came out of our conversation, what I took from the conversation was, I have to stop putting expectations on certain situations. What that means for me is I expect a friend to be a friend. I got to stop that. I expect a coworker or boss to do his or her job and I got to stop that. I expect my kids to fall in place and be kids. I got to stop that. I can't expect nobody to do anything that I expect in a certain situation, because guess what? Everybody's expectations aren't my expectations. And that's what I picked up in 2020. And once I learned that, and once I received that, and once I made that an affirmation for me, when I tell you I have been more peaceful with me, because when a friend do me dirty, guess what I say? It's cool, because what else could I have expected? You see what I'm saying? Once you learn that, and once you receive that everybody is built, designed, DNA is different. Twins they may have the same look, they still may have two different personalities. No two humans are the same. So how can I say, Amanda, I expect you to do X, Y, and Z just this way, do it perfectly in line, the same person, and you can come back and say, hey, I will do it this way, but I think I should tweak it. I can't expect you to fall into my expectations. Once I stopped expecting that, I'm telling you, I was peaceful. I was peaceful within myself. Because you can really not. You can expect a dog to pee on your carpet. It's a dog. You can expect, oh, come on now. You come
That's
on.
real.
I mean, like,
That's
really,
real.
if you just, I had to analyze that. And once I analyze, I'm an analyst, so now I'm analyzing everything that I do and I see. And once you break things down to the least or the most common denominator, you realize that things cannot be expected of people, because God didn't make people alike. We are equal as humans, but we are our own identity. And what you may consider black, somebody may say, oh, that's blue black, that's midnight black, that's brown black, that's dark. Come on now, it's no.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest
So
things
once
I heard
I
her say,
did
and
that,
hopefully
there's no
she'll
such thing as
say
for
that.
me in a
Go ahead. You
Oh, there
kind
we
of
go.
froze on us a little, but I love what you said about expectations. Wonderful dialogue, because I think a lot of times with that way of thinking of being my peace, that's because we have an expectation of what we're looking for from an individual, and that's to bring peace.
right,
However, you brought about a great point. No one wakes up in the morning saying, I want to wreak havoc or cause drama unless you're just insane. But
I was about to say some people.
yeah, people wake up in
some
a
people
place.
wake up and choose violence.
Yeah, for the most part, people wake up in a place of wanting things to be peaceful. But as you
right,
mentioned, every day comes about some unexpected event that may make us be the different person that we normally would be. Like you said, if you
right.
lose your job, then in that moment, really you're mad against the world, or your emotions are all over the place, and your mate or your friend, like you said, because this is not just that, directly towards you being mates, your best friend or your family or whomever. In the moment, you could just explode because what's all bundled up inside, and then that
Right.
creates a place of that's not a safe environment, like Keisha meant, that's not peaceful. But by the same token, we are in control of some of that, like you mentioned. I'm not gonna go if I've experienced some things that makes me uncomfortable or makes me frustrated. I'm not gonna go to Kroger, like you said, and every time I go there, McDonald's, for instance, every time we go to a certain one, they machine down. Girl, if that
Right.
daggone machine be down one more time for these, then I stop going there.
Exactly.
Right. Then I stop going to that particular one because I know it's going to frustrate me. It's not going to bring me
Right,
peace. So we are in
right,
control of some of that, of what we could do to create our own peace. And we got to stop
right.
looking for
I
someone
like it.
to create that peace for us,
I love
and
them.
also have some conversations of what the expectation is, what works for me, what works for you, and also to at least communicate in a space where we can comfortably make it peaceful each other. B, I heard you trying to say something.
But that was gonna be my only point of pivot. Because I hate to say point of conflict, because it's not a conflict. It's just a difference. Like you said earlier, that's a difference of opinion, right? So for me, expectation needs to be defined, right? So you need to say, if you need to vocalize your expectation. If you have an expectation of your partner being like this, or at least treating you as such, then you need to say that. We can't hold people to expectations that have not been communicated. Like, I think that is completely ridiculous. But
Right.
to that point, if you have communicated your expectations and they have decided to disregard that expectation,
I agree.
it is clearly time to cut loose. Now, if I give you an expectation, like I have an expectation of my significant others to try their best, because I know this is a common word, because the word stupid triggers me. I was bullied a lot. So the word stupid triggers me. Like it really makes a feeling in me, right? And so I don't have that negative feeling towards you. I will ask you, hey, I know it's hard. I know it's a common word. And for my friends who are from California, it's a common word. So certain times I'll be like, hey, can you just not direct the word stupid to me? You want to say, they outfit stupid. Oh, that's dumb stupid. You want to say that? That's cool. I don't care. But don't come to me and say, yo, what you said, you're stupid for that shit. Like, don't do that. Because that's going to trigger a response in me. So I'll make that be an expectation. So if you continuously disrespect my expectation,
right,
that tells me right then and there, oh, we don't need to be cool. You don't pass, like we said earlier, you don't pass the vibe check. We need to like either dismiss this relationship or we need to come back to a common ground. It's not something we should accept for our expectations that have been vocalized to be disrespected.
I agree.
But I will say the caveat is you have to vocalize them.
Hey, Tonio, welcome back. We've been missing you.
I said, where you been, man?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Good to see y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all from a man point of view, right? I
Okay,
mean,
we're listening.
from a man point of view, expectation. I mean, and everybody expectation is different from a he to a she. You know what I mean? And every spirit is different. You know what I mean? And what I'm gonna say, like, okay, let's say like if you got kids or you got bills and y'all probably going half on the rent, or you probably seeing your kids, what it may be, you know, and they'll change the subject, or, you know what I mean? Because I supposed to see my kids, right? Let's say on the weekend, and you and me, other goals not objective. That's an argument. Like, you know, I see my kids every weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's really about respect. If the expectation is already on the table, and that means I communicate, you communicate, and we agree that this was going to happen or occur this particular time and date. This is what we're gonna do. Like I said, if I'm going out on a date, say, well, look, Friday I'm gonna take you out on a date. When Friday come, I'm looking for you to go out on that date, and you also, if something changed that, see, that's what the problem is. When something changed that when the disagreement and the argument come about, and it can be about not just anything. It can be about the kids, bills, money, respect. You know, I'm gonna use a small little example, like most females that I don't deal with, right, for the most part, like at a certain time, they finna lay down, go to sleep, get some rest. They ain't ripping and running 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? And for me, I ain't used to that. I don't understand it. I can't process that. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've been conditioned to. You know what I'm saying? So like, there was one female when I got out of when I got out of incarceration, with a vacation. I mean, you know, she like to gamble. She like to gamble like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She be gambling, playing cards, whatever. That what she do. That what she accustomed to. I'm not comfortable with a female being up and my eye closed as a man. You know, then you down still playing cards with females and all kind of guys. I'm almost asleep. No, because something occurred. My response be kind of slow because my eyes closed and I'm resting. But you up gambling, y'all don't have disagreement. So then, no. So I had to let that particular female go because I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Because no, I ain't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because and she like, well, I do what I do. I like to gamble, but I mean, as
Hey,
I'm saying,
Antonio, I heard you say something that I like, and I'm gonna pitch it to Chocolate just to see how she want to add into that, or if she heard the same thing I said. One thing that B said that I think ties into what you was just stating about expectations, and if I shared some things and then you deviate from that, that could bring
right,
about some chaotic conversations or a way of
correct,
thinking about things, which rolls back to that respect that you was just talking about. So
correct,
that same, if I've conveyed and then there's a deterrent from that, it's like F what I stated, and then I need to understand there's a conversation that needs to be had as to the whys, because if we're respecting the expectation, or we've comfortable and we've set those ground rules and then we deviate from that, then there's something that's gonna come out of that because we've already talked about it. You already know what I'm expecting. And then when you deviate from it, you can expect it to be peaceful. Chocolate, what were you going to say?
Well, I definitely wanted to piggyback two parts. One, so that I don't forget, I wanted to talk about communication, and two, don't let me forget, I want to talk about choices. So one, if you have an arrangement to go on a date, see your kids, or brush your teeth, and or what, and I want to say brush your teeth to make it the slightest, whatever, right?
Simple. Mm-hmm.
If you have communicated with the person, and again, I'm talking about my opinion, my experiences. And let me start off by saying I'm numb. So I say that to say, if I have communicated with a person, I need to see my kids. I need to brush my teeth at 9 o'clock. I need to be in bed. I need to whatever. And you don't do those things, as we have already discussed, and as my friend up here in the top corner told me, she said, if I have already told you what my expectations are and you blatantly
disregard.
Disregard.
because she like to gamble at
Thank
2, 3 in
you,
the morning.
Rose.
So
She did a
that's
little
what.
bit. There we go.
I
There you
froze
go.
again.
Yeah, froze. But go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It caught you though. It caught you. You good.
I was saying that you have to have the line of communication open, but also going on the reverse side of that, you have choices. And what I have learned is when people don't do what they say they're going to do, then it's your choice to create that argument. It's your choice to go do the back and forth. But what I have learned is
It's
to
hard to
be
correct
numb.
people though.
Wait, I'm just giving my opinion. It's to be numb.
Speak
When
your
I
piece.
say
Speak your
numb,
piece. It's
is
hard to correct people though.
huh?
Hold on,
It's
Tonyo.
hard to correct
Hold on, Tonyo.
Oh,
Go
go ahead,
ahead, Chocolate.
Go ahead, sis.
What I was saying was that I have learned to be numb. And when I say be numb is I don't show my emotion. I may be burning up hot inside, what they call third A hot, ready to goddamn tag a bitch, slap a bitch, all that. But what I learned is I gotta stop giving people what they want me to give them. You want me to give you that argument. You want me to give you that back and forth because for whatever reasons you didn't keep up your end of the bargain. Guess what I realized? You are the one wrong. So if I turn around and give you that argument, now you have ground to say, oh, you argue with me, you going back and forth with me, you da 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 da. I'm not giving you that. I sit back and I let you be in your moment.
Amen.
I let
love
you
that.
I have learned to be numb to fuck shit. Real talk. If I've communicated with you a date, if I've communicated with you to pick up the kids on a certain time and you don't, and you still got the kids or I still got the kids, I'm going to handle my business and go on, move accordingly because I already know we've already had the communication. I've done my part. You fucked up. You in the wrong. And I carry on. And that ain't nothing but the devil that wants you to go back and forth. And once I start to do that, then a person can't say, oh, well, Chocolate said such, or you da-da-da, because that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Because if you was a woman or a man about your word, you would have stood on your word. And that's really what we all have is your word. So when a person fuck up, you let them fuck up and you keep moving.
I love all of that. And Tonyo, hold on.
Stand there too long.
Tonyo, hold tight for me. Hold tight for me. D. Let's pick up from where.
So we got a lot of
right.
Kind of perfect moment.
Amen. Hey, that's the move. That's the move, man. Y'all ladies do y'all thing, man.
We gotta check the comments.
So let's see. So Keisha said when you mentioned about the word stupid triggering you, and she said me too. That's one of mine as well. Whether I don't call me stupid, don't say I'm acting stupid, don't do any of that because even though I hear Chocolate what she's saying, and I totally agree about you have a choice whether to respond or not. That word right there is going to get a reaction. So I own that, working in that space. Thank you, Chocolate, for bringing that up. To try to not engage in things that I know are my trigger points because as Cardi B says in the song Tomorrow, then when a person knows that they're throwing those shots and those your trigger points, then they know they're
gonna keep doing it.
They got
That's
you.
my thing. That's my thing, right? If you do A right, they gonna make me do B. You know that if you do or move a certain type of way, then you know I'm gonna react. I'm gonna react and respond a certain type of way. You know that because it won't occur multiple times, and it haven't changed or deviated, and it's not gonna change because I am who I am and I am what I am. You know what I'm saying? So if you move a certain type of way. And I move a certain type of way. Why trigger me over? Why? Why?
Look for that reaction.
That's right. I was going to say. Some people thrive off of that. Some people thrive off of getting a reaction. Let me see. Alicia says women feel totally different than men. We're more emotional. Yes, we are. Sharisa says, we need. Oh, she's talking about you, Tonyo. When I said, bro, where you been? She said, we need you every week. She said, we need you every week. She said, it is an exception.
Real shit, man.
Sorry, guys. She said, it's an exception from her to see your kids. And if you have set those expectations from her to see your kids and you've set those parameters. Again, it goes back to blatantly disregarding and being disrespectful. So now I know how to deal with you. Like Chocolate has brought about so many good points. Now I know I need to figure out another way how to handle you, because I know your regard for valuing the schedule, my time, and all of that. And I was telling somebody that the other day, if you've been out of town for 2 weeks and your kid's mom figured out a way to get the kids the 2 weeks you were out of town, then all of a sudden when you're back, it's like the world is closing in. No, that is because she knows she can trigger that and get that reaction out of you, and you're going to jump. If she figured it out for 2 weeks, she can figure it out now that you're back. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't do his part, but what I'm saying is she's playing on your parentals and your hearts and your emotions and your strengths for your kids, and she knows that. And that's what people do, like Chocolate said. They figure out your buttons and what to push, and knowing how they can get a fast, quick reaction.
And especially a person that you've been in a relationship with, they're one of the first people, especially when it starts to when it starts to dissipate and the relationship starts to break. That is when that person, you would hope they wouldn't, but most people, that is when that person is going to pull at them triggers the most. Like for me, I hate being ignored. Like I hate purposely being ignored. Like if you happen to ignore me because you really didn't hear me, I understand that. But I hate if I'm in your face and you hear me talking to you and you ignore me. That is a real trigger to me. That and my kids.
Hold on, Tony, go.
That and my kids will be the number one way you gonna get your feelings. You gonna get your feelings and your face and your body hurt. Don't disrespect me. Like to me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Unnecessary, unprovoked,
disregarding for that piece.
You don't want to talk to me, then just say that. Say I don't want to talk to you right now. I ain't in the space. Move on. But don't blatantly disrespect me and just look at me and go.
Yeah. And
like, don't do that.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Tony? Yo, let's hear from you.
That's what people do.
I'm gonna say that, right? You know, like I'm 47. I just had a birthday. I was like happy belated birthday. You know, I wish I could have been there.
Happy belated.
Yeah, happy belated birthday, gang on the Libra, on that Libra shit. You know what I mean?
It's Scorpio season, baby. It's Scorpio season, baby. We give you
Scorpios your rain, Libra season in the house. That's right. And Scorpio, we welcome because we're the same birthday month.
Keep the world about. Libra keep the world about. You know what I mean? Libra keep the world about. I'm gonna say that like. You know, I'm 47. You had a birthday October 19th. I'm saying this. I'm trying to mold you right a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Because I got my expectations. You trying to mold me too, though. Because you got certain expectations and conditions and wants and desires, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we both trying to mold each other, and there go the power struggle right there. There go the ego trip. I mean, from a man point of view, because we very dominant and controlling and insecure, or whatever it may be, in our little mind. So I'm trying to mold you, and you trying to mold me. You know what I mean? And that was, but if love is real, we're gonna mold each other and we're gonna balance each other out. If love is real, I'm gonna compromise. Because if it's rational, if your option and your reason is rational, I'm gonna compromise. I'm gonna argue at first, but if I sit back, once I calm down and sit back and think about it, I'm like, you know what, she's right, she got a point. Yeah, I'm gonna rationalize and I'm gonna compromise. But if I'm disrespectful and it's fuck you and it's up, then I'm not gonna compromise. We're gonna stay, you know what I mean, going back and forth. But that's where the respect part come in, because if it's real love, the respect gonna be there and that man gonna compromise. But if it's not real love, the man, he's not gonna compromise. You know what I mean?
So let's listen to Chocolate, and then I'm gonna jump to some of the comments. Go ahead, Chocolate.
I just want to comment on the term that he used, mold. For me, when I meet somebody, whether it's a friendship, co-worker, a significant other, I don't meet a person and say, oh, now I'm with this person, I want to mold this person. Right. I think that comes, I think for me, what I have done in the past is I've gotten in situationships a little too early before I actually knew a person. Because I'll be 44 in 3 weeks.
Amen.
And I have never gotten in a relationship and tried to mold a person. Now, to be honest, the correct word is try to change the person. I have met someone knowing off the rip that some of the things that they did, do, wear, dress, hair, smell, cologne, food, I didn't like. And I tried to fake the funk because of other things that I liked about a person. So for me, I would never, I think we're in a day where you can't mold a person. You shouldn't try to mold a person. I think sometimes that you should probably meet a person who you're compatible with. Once you get in that relationship and you've established that relationship is tried and true, and you know you some things you compromise. But I think people get in a relationship or meet a person, they automatically think they're in a relationship, and then you try to mold the person out forever. Yeah, I didn't like that word.
Yeah, but I think,
I
like
mean,
you said, for lack of a
mold,
better word,
change, alter. You know, like like it just it's different. It's just multiple words that mean the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You could use. I could have used change. You know, which is, but the format and the conditioner is still the same. You're trying to alter something from the original,
absolutely.
the origin of who they are. You know, because like my sister say, you can't put nothing in a person that's not in a person.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Definitely same, same meaning of that
Friendship,
word.
relationship,
But, and
you
I
know what I
think,
mean?
so I think also too, from a perspective of what Chocolate said about not being able to change a person. To be
Correct.
honest, I think a lot of times, I don't think people get in relationships targeting for that, but I do think that along the way,
It comes to that.
people think that if I do this or if I do that, or if, you know, I'm his piece or I'm her piece, so to speak, then I can change that person to do exactly what I need from them. But really now, if it's really that deep, people only change for themselves and for when and who they want to change for. I don't care how peaceful you are, how you diffuse from adding to it. Some people, not all, some people are just who they are, and when they are destined to be controversial, they're going to be, no matter what. I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna read some of the comments, and then I'm gonna stop and let you take it from there with the comments. So Alicia says, and consider each gender portrays something. Hold on, I'm sorry. Something in the beginning, and it slowly slacks off, and you truly see their true colors. But now it's too late because either gender or both are in love. That is true. And I think that's because, like Chocolate said, and I like that, I think we get into, especially women and men, and somebody can speak to that as well. And men, we want to hear from you from the same perspective of Antonio. Situational shifts where we just jump the gun too early. And that's what that is, Alicia, to your point and to your question. And I'll let you pick up from there with the comment.
Okay, so then Keisha agreed to, I think, what Chocolate was saying earlier about letting people get the best of you and not allowing people to get the best of you. And then Alicia came in and said, "No, man, fuck number 10, fuck 3 strikes. Leave. That's just simple. Y'all stressing over people that aren't on your level. Their season's up with you. Move on." Keisha then said, "A person is only good as they were." And I will say, I've always been taught the mentality of all I got is my name and my word, and if neither one of them is hitting, that's a problem. And if I can't trust either one from you, that's a big ass problem.
Right.
My bestie.
That shit real.
Anytime a person can take you to the next level or out of your character, then they have control over you, which copies what Chocolate said. Every time you giving them that control over your feelings. Teresa then said, when we are together, the woman should allow the man to be a man, unless he is not leading the family. Then there is no disrespect. I will say, because we did have 2 points, we did have a twofold question today, and I do want to tap on it. We may have to carry it over till next week, but I do want to tap on it when we're talking about when in confrontation with someone, are we listening to actually get, to the root of the problem, or have we gotten to the point where we're so defensive that we can't listen and we just hear, and we're doing this one ear in and one ear out? Are you listening to respond? Are you listening to fix?
To change,
Are you listening to compromise? Because there is, because I don't like that word change, and I didn't like the sentiment of, when you get in a relationship, you change somebody. You don't change someone who doesn't want to be changed or see. Not even want to be changed. Not even want to be
who I am.
Not even want to
love it or hate it.
When I feel like when you're in a healthy relationship, a person should motivate you to initiate the hiring up of yourself. So like, if I'm doing well in my career and my man sees that, and my man sees he's putting in more work than I do, he's in here making deadlines and being put on number one, being put number one on projects and all this extra type of stuff. If he sees that he's doing all that, but I'm doing some of it, I want him to see like, hold on, somewhere else might value my talent. Let me start shopping my resume. Let me start being better, because my baby over here running shit, and I'm doing more work than she is at my job, and I ain't running shit yet. We may need to switch this up. So if I influence you to want to have better for yourself, cool. But I should not, the burden of you should never go into a relationship wanting to change someone. That's not your goal. That should never be your goal.
I think the biggest thing that you said is recognizing that if there are flaws, and we all have them, whether in a relationship, friendship, the friendship that we have with our kids, whether we have with our family, whether we have with our coworkers, we all have flaws, right? So if we are in a space where we are have built a good relationship with someone, and then we can have those conversations to say, hey, here's what I see, here's what I think can make it better for us, as far as if you value that relationship enough, then you should be, like she said, pouring into that individual that would make them want to be a better person. And that means they themselves want to change, not you adding and trying to force them to change. Go ahead, Chocolate.
So I wanted to address that because I like what you said when you said once we have established that, both of you ladies, when you said we have established those relationships. So now we're past the point, well, I love this person enough. We all have flaws and we're together. I think, and again, for me, and like I said in the beginning, what works in some homes may not work in mine, and what works in mine may not work in hers. I always just want to start off with that. But I say that to say, for me, I am, and I have always been with strangers, a very honest and direct person. But I find it so hard to be that with my significant other, my kids, my friends. Let me give some examples.
Yeah,
and I say
ahead.
to say, because if, and I'm gonna just again use something minute, like my son. I have one here. He might I tell him every night, wash your dishes before 9 o'clock. And I know he be up on the phone all night, he go to school, he be up. So when I go in my kitchen at 9:30, my dishes ain't washed, in my head, I'm saying I'm gonna go kick that motherfucking door in, tell that motherfucker wake up, but I don't. Cause it's so hard for me to do that. If when a significant other, and I'm getting some backdrop call. I don't know if y'all hear that, but I'm hearing static. Okay. So like even with my best friend or a coworker, if my coworker be smacking when she at her desk eating, and I hate it. I want to go over there and say, bitch, can you stop motherfucking smacking that hard, because that chicken can't be that goddamn good. But I won't. But I'll get on 285 and be like, girl, let me tell you about that bitch. She motherfucking got that choice. I won't. Now, if we at McDonald's or some shit and we in the lobby and the bitch chewing and I'm sitting there, I'll be like, man, can you just, because I don't know you to really care about how you feel about me. And I said so because I care about my friends, their feelings, my significant other, and their feelings. Like, I curve that. And I say that to say, then once, and going back to the topic, once I'm vested in that relationship and I love you, I won't be like, nigga, you know your shoes thing. Can you take them outside? I'll just be like, I'll just go.
You gonna suffer through it?
So you know,
okay.
You're not gonna tell
okay. I was just hoping.
No, I say that to, I'm making all that up, but I say that to say my point is because I care about those people and I love them so much and I want the relationship to stay peaceful. Quote, back to the topic, I don't want to say those things. But a motherfucker in the street that I give two fucks about, oh, bitch, you know, I cussed out a whole supervisor one time and told her to throw her shoes away at the end of the conversation because her heels was weird. bitch, because I didn't care how she felt, and I was mad at her.
But
But when
that's
I
funny,
say that
right?
to my friend, now I tell my friend, be like, bitch, come on now, them shoes don't look right. But I won't be specific to say, oh, bitch, your heels is leaning over. And,
It's so funny because
I won't do that because I want the relationship to stay the relationship.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like you, Chocolate, in a sense of, and B, it may not be you, but
no, I'm saying for me, that's what I'm saying. I'm shaking my head because hell, like, I can't. For me, I can't imagine that.
Yeah,
because I'm the exact opposite. Like, I love you, so I will tell you exactly what it needs to be said. Now, will I try to say it in a nice way? 100%.
that's what I was gonna say.
Be like, shut your ass up, you stupid. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm definitely gonna be like, friend, that made no sense. Like, what the hell?
Right.
But
So
that's the whole
find
point.
a way to be creative with creating that space of saying it, because I think it goes totally with the topic of creating peace, because that's what you're doing. You're trying not to create a chaotic situation, so you leave that peace there, and you choose, as you said earlier, not to engage in it because you're figuring it's going to create a chaotic situation as opposed to impacting the peacefulness in which I have in that relationship, right? Yes. But I think if it bothers you enough and you guys have built a decent relationship, then I think it's a way to find a way to really say it. And I've gotten out of that because I'm that person. Let me say that I used to be that person, but now my thing is, you're not going to know what bothers me unless I share that. And whether that makes you uncomfortable, I can only worry about me because I have to protect me. Now, granted, I do, like B said, I need to find a way to be able to say it in a manner in which doesn't cause conflict and controversy, but I gotta get out what I need to get out and say it, because if I don't, then you go about your merry old way thinking everything fine. You think them shoes
right.
really
And
don't,
you can't correct that.
when
You can't correct
the
that behavior.
Right, and
Exactly.
they need
You can't correct
that.
You can't correct that behavior.
Eventually, you can't correct it because that person will sit there and be like, "Well, you didn't have a problem."
If you don't tell them how they gonna work on it, ponder on it, think on it, and correct it. If you don't tell them, you gotta say verbally, if you don't verbally, you know what I'm saying, say that, and they hear it and think on it, process it, ponder on it, it ain't take them to figure it out. If you don't say that, right?
Tonyo, we lost you.
You muffled.
We lost you.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you no more. Hold on, let me see what Ebony said. Let's see. Ebony said, Sharisa, they may work in a relationship, but in a marriage, the woman's supposed to stand right beside. Let me see. I lost what you said. I'm so sorry. Stand. I ain't got my glasses on, guys.
I got you.
Okay,
right beside her husband, whether he makes a good or bad decision for the family, it's the wife's job to support him and give her opinion, but he is the man, so he gets to make the last call. I've learned in my marriage to support him no matter what, and pray to God if I feel a decision isn't good for the family. That good shows, friend, you did a lot. That God shows him that, and many times the husband will come back and apologize to the wife and family for making a bad call. And now that opens the door for them to become stronger in that marriage. But I'm sure how that works in a relationship, morals and standards are different in this generation nowadays. And I must say, I agree, because I was taught the same way. I was taught that when a man has become the husband of the home, he makes the final decision of the home. Now, should he come and talk to you and counsel with you and y'all come to that decision together, that would be ideal. But sometimes that's not how it's going to work, and you do have to pray for that. I do think that is reserved for a marriage, though. Yeah, I do not think that is reserved for a relationship. Relationship is the time in which he is showing you that he is qualified to make and be that leader and make those decisions. Because if I'm not there, I should have no fret in what's going on. But if you have not shown yourself to be qualified before we get married, I'm not giving you that. Like, I'm sorry, I can't.
That's
because
right.
you haven't shown me that.
Yeah.
Now, if you show me, that's different. Like, wholeheartedly, I'm gonna lean to your decision. But I will say, in an effort, because Chocolate, I want to hear what you got to say. I do.
Oh,
Go ahead.
so
It's 8 o'clock.
yeah. So I was saying again, what works in others' home may not work in my home. That wouldn't work for me. And I say this to say I have been married and I am now divorced. And I say what I just previously said about not being able to be so direct and honest with people I care about. I think that's why I'm still single since my divorce. I said and say once I meet a person because I really don't care about their feelings, I'd be like, oh nigga, you ain't got no car. I can't fuck with you. And I don't fuck with them. Oh nigga, your feet stink. And I don't fuck with you. So because I don't care how they feel. So I have not reached a point, like you just said, and I agree, certain things come for when you're married, not in a relationship. And in my marriage, I had a husband who thankfully allowed me to have a voice.
Right.
He would be
Absolutely. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, he be like, baby, you send me to the store to get bread. But goddamn, it's wheat bread, it's white bread, it's a round roll, what's her bread? And I'd be like, nigga, pick some bread. And I had to respect. I used to be so annoyed. But then once we got further in our marriage, I had to respect. And I said, you know what? He's allowing me to have a voice. He could have went to the store and completely picked some bread.
Whatever.
That I know damn well I hate rye bread, but he probably didn't know that. I only had it one time in my life, and that was years ago before I even knew him. So I was grateful to have a husband who had me to have a voice. But in this present state that I am, I have been single since him, and that's been since 2018. And I think that is why, because like I said, I'm so directly honest with myself and with people I'm just meeting to say, oh, you in a rooming house, you got a job, you got a car, and you got a house with 4 other niggas, but you want me to come over there and cook breakfast for you naked, and Mike can walk out the room at any minute. I can't fuck with you.
Right.
I can't do that. And so I think that, like I said, it's a catch-22, but I really agree with what you said. Those types of conversations are for when you're married and not just regular girlfriend, boyfriend, shacking up relationships, because then God ain't in play. God ain't in play. You can believe in God, you can do all that, but if you shacking with somebody, you laying up with somebody, and please believe I'm still a work in progress.
Right, we all are. Right.
I do what I do.
Amen.
But at the same time, that honest communication with people is what somebody else said. They don't want to hear what you saying because it ain't what they want to hear.
They want to hear. And so that's right.
I used to do that. Oh, let me tell this nigga when he want to hear so he can pull up and he can do this and do that for me. And I was like, but then when he had to go, I wasn't even happy.
And I think
like,
a lot of right. And we're gonna close out because you lady, it's our time, but I love it because it's so true. Because part of that video, we'll do a part 2, was men say that about people being their peace because you want a woman that's not going to speak her mind. So good way to close out. If I'm speaking my mind and then it's not what you want to hear, I'm not your peace. And I'm together. And that's the problem. But when
like the body, but not the mind. You don't want your voice.
What you want to hear, only because they're trying to stay in your good graces, then they're not against.
Now they're your peace.
They're not. They're your peace. But at the end of the day, what you gotta recognize, you said it, Chocolate. If a woman can't have a voice, something is wrong. Something is truly.
Yeah.
There's an appreciation that is not there.
That's a prison. That's something else. You gotta have a voice. If you don't love my mind, how you gonna love me?
That's right. That's right.
If I can't speak, and you know what I mean, and you love it, I did, you know, like.
Right. They just loving the flesh.
They just loving the flesh. That's right.
The flesh. Certain men love the body, but they don't love your mind. They don't love your thought. They don't love your respect, your dignity, your integrity. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear you. You know what I mean? They want everybody to see you, but they don't want to hear you. They want you to submit and smother you and to compromise. And you can't smother a spirit. Cause they go that spirit, you know what I mean, gonna keep fighting. If it's and especially, I mean, like you should love thyself more than you love anything else. So
Come
you ain't gonna
on.
let
And
a
I
person
love
control
you.
you.
That's right.
You
So
don't let a
thank
person
you.
And on
control you.
that,
We
and
love
on
you.
that
I'll
point,
let you close it out.
I'm about to say, on that point, we do got to close it out because we got to try to stay at time as best as possible. But,
Amen.
chocolate, we're going to do a part 2 next week. So that means everybody on this panel need to be here.
And tell a friend to tell a friend, because we're part
Tell a
2.
friend, tell a friend. Pass it on.
To that point, keep this in y'all's mind. Keep this, everybody in the audience, keep this in y'all's mind because we just touched on part 1. We just touched on the first part of the question. We still have the second part of the question about defensiveness in conversation when you're getting in conflict. So let's think about that for the rest of the week. Keep it a little to yourselves. Kind of try to jot these points down. But to say, thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate your time. We really appreciate you sitting down and talking to us. Chocolate Tony, y'all know how we feel. Always come back. We love you guys.
Thank you guys. Have an amazing week.
Have
There's
an
some
amazing
amazing
weekend.
people out there.
Real
If you're
shit,
not
real
one,
shit.
become one. Have a wonderful day. Tag
Man,
and
love
share.
y'all too,
Download
man.
one of
Enjoy
our
the family, man.
concepts.
Y'all
Days
stay
of
solid,
Let's
man.
talk with my beautiful
Stay
co-host,
solid.
B.
Don't compromise.
Have a wonderful and amazing week, guys.
Oh,
Thank you guys
Lord.
for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Love you.
Antonio.
Yeah, always, man.
Wonderful.
Love, man.